Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Learn more about the Experience community at our website, local.theexperience.video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Experience is brought to you each week by these great sponsors. Present Gifting believes relationships are important. Moments matter. Join the early VIP access list at presentgifting.com. Jim Coleman Insurance, personal and business lines of insurance. Call the office at 541-753-2500 and learn more online at jimcoleman.com. Capital Mortgage Source. Your trusted mortgage professional is just a click away. Learn more at capitalmortgagesource.com and call the office at 541-829-8042. Join Bosa Health in supporting Kicking Cancer, empowering individuals and their families to thrive in their cancer journey. Learn more at kicking-cancer.org. And now let's get on with the show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And we are so blessed to be here with you. We're here every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure with my good friend and buddy, Mr. D. Scott Smith. How's it going, Scott?
Oh, man, it's great to be here. I'm looking forward to talking with Sam and having her share what's going on in her world. But I also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, to Habitat for Humanity. You know, my mother was deeply involved in Habitat for years. And I remember when the Restore came in, and it was just such a great resource and a great service to the community. And then Special Learning Advocacy. Russ, tell us a little bit about Special Learning Advocacy.
Well, I'm telling you, Michelle is an amazing consultant for those that are going through special learning, people that have special needs in school. And it is just such an amazing resource. So you definitely need to go to speciallearningadvocacy.com to speak to Michelle. That would be awesome. And of course, Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. Amazing, Mr. Tim Sohn. We're so thankful for him. Mm-hmm. Our sponsors are just amazing, and we just are thankful for them.
Well, and you're going to be speaking at Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer in October. Yes. This coming up fall, so people should sign up for that. And then Present Gifting, presentgifting.com. Again, relationships are important. Moments matter. Sign up for the early VIP access. You will get reminders, gentle reminders for the events, for the important people in your life. And you can emulate Russ Hedge sending out those little messages saying, I was thinking about you today. I'm praying for you. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary. All those great things.
Well, I'm glad I could inspire you, Scott, and you inspire me every day. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we tried to get the domain russhedge.com, but it was already taken.
I know. I wonder who grabbed that one. I don't know. But yes. Well, listen, I'm just so excited. We have such an amazing community here, Scott. And like you always say, we have the most amazing guests, people on. And Sam today that's going to be with us. She's amazing. She's a fellow hound. She's an amazing person. Looking forward to that. But just want to remind everybody a couple things, Scott. Where do they find out more information about us?
The best place to go is to our website, local.theexperience.video. And don't be confused, that .video is a web domain. So local.theexperience.video. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for The Experience. Also, subscribe to Russ's YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. There's opportunities to buy books like Life Happens and Then You Choose and Business Networking, a Scientific Method. You can find us on LinkedIn there, all our contact information, and there's a little tip jar there. So right in the middle of the page, there's an opportunity. If you want to support The Experience and continue these conversations, we have a few hard expenses we have to pay. So we're not looking to make big money on this. We do want to pay the people who help us make this, like Ever, our assistant who lives in the Philippines and works tirelessly to make sure that this show goes. But you can click there, give whatever works for you to keep this work going.
Well, and like Scott said, everybody, we are listener supported and we are sponsor supported. So, as you saw the amazing sponsors there, and we also every week are so thankful for those listeners that support us. So there's a QR code and a link in the comments for that. Listen, I tell you, one other thing I want to tell everybody, and that is, if you're looking for amazing wisdom and you're looking for guidance with your life, you need to talk to Mr. D. Scott Smith at dscottsmith.com. That's the place you go. He's dscottsmith.com. I'm russhedge.com. We're both here for you, but just so blessed to have this community and the ability to reach out to you through our books, through speaking, through our live streams that we do. And Scott, tell everybody a little bit about the Waco experience.
Yeah, I have a weekly radio show called The Waco Experience, an American story, broadcasts from right here in Waco, Texas. The broadcast hours reach from Austin to Dallas, so a big swath of Texas right in the I-35 corridor. And I talk to the remarkable people in business, government, and nonprofits that make the community a beautiful place to live. And then, of course, it goes out as a podcast everywhere humans listen to such things.
Well, and Waco, Texas, I'm excited because I get to visit there next month. So that's going to be exciting. Get to see Scott and so many friends. So if you're in the Waco area or the College Station area, reach out to us and we'd love to see you. Anyway, with that, Scott, I think we should get Sam in the room.
Yeah, let's get to the important part of the show.
Yeah, we just love to have our amazing guests. And Sam is an amazing part of the Hounds of Business. She does so many things. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let her tell you. But ladies and gentlemen, here is Sam.
Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. How are you doing?
It's Eco Sam in the building.
Eco
That's
Sam.
right.
Thanks for the amazing intro. I really
Well,
like that.
you are an amazing person, and Scott and I know that. But why don't you give everybody else a little snippet of who in the world is Sam? What are you up to?
Sure, yeah. So I'm Sam Bergdahl, otherwise known as Eco Sam. I am a Canadian from Alberta who now lives in Belize in a small little fishing village. And over 2025, I watched thousands of acres of jungle be slashed and burned and destroyed for development or farming. And it was really bothering me. So I was complaining about it to a friend because that's what you do. And he said, well, why don't you just buy land to protect it? And I thought, that's a really good idea, but I don't have the money to do that. And that is where the combination of one of the things I love to do the most, which is go outside and document the natural world by taking photos of the tiniest little creatures to butterflies to the textures in trees. And then I take that art and I sell it and I donate 50% of my net profits towards what I call the Wild Land Project. And the whole goal is to buy land to keep it wild.
Awesome.
And how did you happen to travel so far from Canada to Belize? That's 3,000, 4,000, no, it's 4,000 miles, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, so I've actually traveled further. I've been here for just under 2 years, and this is the longest I have been anywhere since I was 19, and I'm now 31. So I've been to New Zealand, across Alberta, BC, and when my ex-partner said, hey, I want to buy a house in Belize and renovate it, I said, okay, I'm sick of the cold. Let's go. So, that relationship didn't work out, but I just believe that it was the vehicle that brought me to my destiny in life. Here is where I moved to New Zealand and beyond, knowing that what was meant for me would find me. And over the period of that time in my life, I started to learn about what I love and what I want to do in this life. And here is where it all just came together.
Well, I love that you are so passionate about the environment and all that you find important, and you've taken action and you're doing something. I think that's something we can all learn from. When you have a passion, turn it into your purpose and really do something about it. Right, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly have wanted to do something towards working in sustainability and with the environment for as long as I can remember. But I had a lot of self-doubt and inner fear that I needed to work through and that I've slowly shed over the years. And this is finally the time where I realized, you know what, I can do it and I want to do it. I'm ready to step into this new person who takes action on what matters and what she cares about and does something about it.
So 2 years in Belize. And do you foresee yourselves just staying there, or you get itchy feet?
I do get itchy feet, but this is the first time where I have felt like every time I think about maybe there's somewhere else for me, I remember that my mission is here. So I don't know what forever is in terms of staying somewhere. I feel like the universe has kind of always set my sails in a new direction when the time was right and when the place was right. So whenever that time comes that it's, you know, I need to move on and maybe I need to save land in a new place, that will happen. But for now, I feel really settled here. I'm officially at 2 years is when you officially become a Sartanayan. So I've, you know, officially become a Sartanayan, and I don't foresee myself leaving anytime soon.
Well, I love that. I mean, it's, you know, not a whole lot of people have the I don't know, the will or the gumption to get up and actually move somewhere, make a difference like that. So, have you been to many places around the world? Do you love to travel?
I do, yes. I love to travel, but I love to move to new places and really see it over a period of time. I did 2 months of backpacking through Asia. And when you're backpacking like that, you are constantly on the move. You're looking for your next form of transportation, next place to stay, next everything. And I found it by the end of the 2 months, I was wrecked. I was very exhausted. So I really enjoy moving somewhere, getting immersed in the culture and the place and being able to take my time to explore.
And there in Belize, I know we've had a good conversation around dirt, and the people think that maybe farming is fairly simple. You have some dirt, you put some seeds in, you put a bunch of fertilizer down onto it, and then you harvest it.
Yeah.
But the food web is a little bit more complex, and I think you've been delving into that locally as well.
I've been starting the process. I have a good friend here. She is from the US, but she's been here for about 8 years. And we just met recently. She's working with some of the kids, and they have a plot of land that they're actually able to start their own regenerative farm on. So they're working on how we can make fertilizers locally that actually the farmers can make right on their farm for really low costs, and how we can get away from the chemicals. There is a, you know, we've got, everyone thinks when you move here that you'll have chemical-free vegetables, but they are very much using like the glyphosate chemicals here as well. So there is this big push towards how can we grow food naturally and also survive the pesky pests that are here as well, because there are a lot of factors anywhere in farming, but here, you know, there's always something eating your crops. So it's a lot of work. It's something that's new to me, but I'm really excited about it. I feel like that's just another step in the EcoSam direction that I want to explore, because healthy food for my community and the community that I grew up in Alberta and beyond your community is something that's really, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how important what we put in our body is. And, you know, there's more of a movement nowadays for eating really clean and good. And I've learned that through my cancer journey and through my diabetes journey, how to eat so much better. But there's so many things. It's amazing that God created this earth with the things that we need. Mm-hmm. And yet we've created all these chemicals and all these things that are sort of taking the place of the natural ways to take care of things, even getting rid of pests and things like that. There's a lot of really good natural ways to do that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys have looked into that, right?
Yeah. Even like cross planting, or I think they call it like partner planting. You can have different types of plants planted together that not only feed each other the nutrients that other plants need, but also are repellents for certain pests that like those other plants. So nature is, it has its own systems and it works within itself. It's just a matter of us figuring it out again. I believe that knowledge was all accessible to us, and like our ancestors knew that at one point, and then with the age of convenience and chemicals came this loss in knowledge, and that knowledge still exists. We just have to find it and document it and put it to action again. And it does mean, I feel like we've really become, kind of connected to this like faster paced moving of life where convenience and profits is like the king. But if we can go back to slowing down and letting nature do what it does, even if it takes a slower pace and maybe doesn't have as much profits, we're going to start to see an improvement in our bodies, in our health, in our community, because the community will come together around that farm. And you're creating a community on the farm. So I think the two kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think that in the aggregate, the large scale, we're not going to be able to get away from the industrial farms that are out there. So it really comes down to, well, what can we do for ourselves or for our local community? And this project that you're involved in is a great way to go. One of the things I always think that, of course, humans are turns out we're native to this planet. We have everything that we need has been provided for us here in the planet. We're not an invasive species. We just need to take that. I was just looking at the comment here. It says, "What do you recommend for someone who wants to move to a new location and make change?" I've done that myself recently, moving from Oregon to Texas. But what's your perspective, Sam?
Well, I feel like in all of these years, the people that I've talked to have said, wow, I wish I could do something like that. The limitations really in their mind. Obviously, everyone's situation is a little bit different. So if you have a family and a house and belongings, it may be a bit more work to get there. But I moved to New Zealand with a working holiday visa and $6,000 at 21 years old, and made it work. I traveled, I bought a van, I traveled for 6 weeks, and then I found a job and I continued to fund my life that way. That may not work for everybody, but the limitation is more so in your mind. You have to realize that it is something that is possible for you, and deciding where you want to go and then making a plan to get there, and feeling like, recognizing also that people in your life will be like, what do you mean you're moving and you're going? And like, they will try to put their own limitations on you. So you have to be comfortable and confident in yourself and your desire to go, and know that you're doing the right thing for yourself, because otherwise those outside voices could make you doubt your belief and your desire.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you definitely got to be confident in yourself. And you, Sam, are very confident. You have really taken on a role with the Hounds of Business, which I just want you to talk a little bit about the benefits of coming together, connecting, building community like the Hounds. Just such a great group.
Oh man, honestly, community is everything. It's everything in life, in your physical realm, as well as here, virtually through working in business. I met Mike years ago when I was working on LinkedIn, and we lost touch for about 3 years. I needed to take some time and get out of the virtual world and off of my computer and back into like my physical realm. And then when I launched my website, I thought, I'm going to get back on LinkedIn, and the first person I want to talk to is that redneck guy, because I'm from Alberta. We just connected immediately off of that redneck kind of mindset. And I remember just loving him so much. And he brought me into the Hounds immediately. He's like, you got to check out what I've built. Because when I first knew him, it was just at the beginning. And since joining, I mean, like within the first 2 weeks, I showed up to an event. I stayed until the end, and I won a feature in IM magazine. I've just submitted my feature story. It's going to be coming out in the April 1st edition. So that was a huge deal. That was like a gift from the universe and a way of saying, hey, show up, support other people, and good things are going to come to you. And we have this networking event that we do twice a week, which Mike has now asked me to lead, which is putting me into, now it's more my comfort zone. But when I first started, I was like, this is really weird. I'm not sure how to do this. But it gets me to show up and grow. And it also has given me the opportunity to connect with incredible business leaders. And a connection was made 2 weeks ago that may lead to some really great bulk sales for redesigning corporate offices. So fingers crossed, because I feel like, if we can redesign full offices, that's even more money towards a Wildland project in one go. And that's just from a connection. I just mentioned what I was doing, and someone said, hey, I know someone you should meet. So really supporting each other, coming to these shows, commenting. I've had people view my profile, send connection requests, and reach out with ideas just because I've shown up to one of your live streams, Russ, and started commenting. So the Hounds of Business and what Mike has built and what we've all come together to support and grow, and the way that we lift each other up instead of, like tearing someone down because they're not in your lane, I think is just one of the most powerful and precious things.
So you're involved online, you're involved on the ground. This is one of the things that I found in moving to Waco is it wasn't just a new address and going through that process. It was really finding, how do you get involved in the community? And that can be, so when you're moving in new, that can be your physical community. It can also be your virtual community. So if you're looking at getting involved in something like the Hounds of Business, then you want to become familiar with the events that are going on and actually say yes. Because I often say good things happen when you say yes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start. I know we're going to come up against the time limitation here, but I'd like to hear some more of the things that you're doing on the ground and how you got involved and how you became connected to the community in Belize.
I mean, I was really nervous when we were moving here. I'd never been to Belize, never been to Sartaneja, and I didn't know what to expect or what people were going to think of me. But I think the reason that I loved it, because I'd been here for a year before my passion and my purpose really showed up. But what kept me here was the community. I was immediately welcomed in. I would sit in front of my house and people were like, hi neighbor, hi Sam, hello. Like every person who passed is waving, saying hello, welcoming you to the community, bringing you a dog. That's how I got my puppy. Day 7, bringing you fruit, things like that. And I just really had an experience, something like that. I feel like you get to know your people in North America, but oftentimes there's this idea of like not really knowing your neighbor. And that warm welcome was something that just like really stuck with me. I didn't see that anywhere from where I lived. So being welcomed in that way, and then slowly getting to know the culture differences, the life differences, the way that people survive here with, like their minimum hourly wage is $2.50 US, like an hour. So it is something, it's really incredible to realize like how privileged even being able to, like just the amount of money that I make, like an hour is like 10 times that. And I think that that's a struggle. And so I've really learned culturally the ways that we can survive with less, and the ways we can welcome people in for, whoever they are. And I'm learning Spanish as well. And now I'm starting to get into the conservation community. The thing that I think really inspired me is there are so many groups around here trying to protect their land. And it showed me that this is possible. And now I spent a little bit of time with SACD and learned about how that they're protecting the sea. And now I'm starting to talk to the Shipstern Conservation Area community and learning about how they're protecting their animals and the the jungle out there. So there's just so much community. It's really hard for me to talk about one thing, but this is that word in Belize is it is everything.
Well, and that is so amazing because that's what drives us through everything is community. And I am just so thankful you found that there. Listen, as we wrap things up, I want you to give everybody your gold nugget of the day, what you really want people to remember from our conversation today, and then let everybody know how they get in touch with you because, boy, I tell you, listening to you, I want to reach out. So how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah, so gold nugget of the day, just follow your dreams. If that means moving, if that means stepping into working in something you've always dreamed of, if that means putting your art out there, just do it. Don't let these inner fears and limiting beliefs hold you back because life really opens up when you step towards your dreams. And to get to contact with me, LinkedIn is a great space. It's like the usual LinkedIn URL and then eco-sam. So that's ECO-SAM. You can also check out my website, check out my art. It's www.eco-sam.com. I have art on there right now, but I'm working on a journal as well as another project with my Kindness Worldwide, as I've just become a Kindness Worldwide ambassador. So there's some new things coming to the website. Please check it out and then keep your eyes open for that. Join the newsletter because I will, of course, announce it there when it does come. And if you like Instagram, I'm always posting little reels and things there. So that's _EcoSam. Otherwise, yeah.
I am not surprised that you're a kindness ambassador.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a very big blessing. And Kevin, we did talk about my, itchy feet in terms of location from time to time. So he said, you can be a Belize Kindness Worldwide ambassador now, but in the future, maybe you'll just be international. So I love that.
No, I think that is so amazing. And I know so many people in that kindness movement, which is incredible. We should all be thinking about that today. So Sam, what a blessing. Thank you so much for joining us today. We just appreciate more than you know. And we're going to see you soon again at the Hounds, but we're going to say goodbye to you here on screen, but just hang tight in the green room. We'll be there in just a minute.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Wow. She's great.
I love the adventure and the being willing to follow that and make a difference. Choose to make a difference in a new community.
Yeah. Well, and that's hard. A lot of people, there's fear of moving to another part of the world like that. And she's young and happy, but boy, I tell you, she's taking full advantage of her ability to get out there, make a difference in different parts of the world. I think that's awesome.
Well, making a big location change like that is a lot more challenging when you have a mortgage and a minivan, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't be involved.
That's
and
right.
Things like Kindness Worldwide, being an ambassador in your area, or jumping into a new online community. So in 2.5 hours, the Hounds of Business is going to have an event going on. And these are just things that allow people to reach out either physically or virtually. And I encourage you to do both.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and Scott, you and I both know people that have sold that mortgage and minivan and just traveled.
Yeah.
And just enjoyed life. And for some people, that's what they need to do. And so, you know what? Just remember, your life is your life and
Yeah.
you need to get out there and live it. And Sam is definitely doing that. So, hey, we just want to remind everybody, we are here every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. That is right. Not only do we go live at 7 a.m., but also this then sits on LinkedIn, YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. So you go back and watch it, share it. Just engage in it. And if you do watch on replay, please put hashtag Team Replay. Let us know you're there. Say hi. There's a ton of people watch on replay. Then it converts to audio podcast on all the major podcast platforms. And so you can listen if you don't have time to watch. So go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever works for you. And we just thank you. Please engage, like, and share wherever you are. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. And I just want to give another shout out to our sponsors. If we can get the slide up and show our sponsors again. The sponsors make this show possible. We've got Habitat for Humanity, speciallearningadvocacy.com, Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, presentgifting.com. If you're interested in being a sponsor of this show, reach out to either Russ or myself, russhedge.com, dscottsmith.com, and you're supporting people like Sam that are making a difference in the world, and you are showing everyone that you align with the message of the experience.
Yeah, exactly. And again, as Scott was saying, want to just qualify one thing. The Albany Habitat for Humanity in Albany, Oregon, there's so many, and they're all part of that amazing organization. But we want to give a special shout out for the sponsorships to Albany, Mr. G, and the amazing organization there that's in the Mid-Willamette Valley in Albany, Oregon.
And Mr. G was just on the big screen there with the Albany Chamber Annual Awards.
Yes. Yes, he is a famous man. So he was there. And, as you see on all the ads we put out, most of them have all of their websites where to go to, which we've already told you. So please, please, please tie into them. Thank you, everybody, for that. And don't forget, we are listener supported. We talked about that. Thank you all for going to local.theexperience.video today and tagging into us and also learning more about Scott and I. So we appreciate you all. Join us next week, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Texas Standard Time. And we just can't wait for that. Please tell your friends. And until then, enjoy life and enjoy
the experience.
There you go. See you, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.